Have you ever noticed how sometimes the rain outside your window seems to fall upwards? It's as if the world, for a brief moment, forgets its own rules. The familiar becomes strange, and the ordinary transforms into something quietly magical. You watch, transfixed, as droplets defy gravity, and you wonder if perhaps, in some hidden corner of reality, the impossible is always waiting to be seen. It's a small reminder that the world doesn't always follow the rules we expect. You sit at your table, hands resting on cool wood, thinking of the man who folded up the map of his life to focus on a single, cherished landmark. The book before you is filled with stories, but your mind drifts to the one story that matters most, the one about choosing a single point on the map and letting everything else fade away. Was it love or surrender? The question lingers in the quiet, humming house. The silence is thick, almost tangible, as if the walls themselves are waiting for an answer. You wonder if, in choosing one thing above all others, he found freedom or simply gave up the rest of his world. The air is heavy with the weight of unspoken choices. He saw life not as a journey, but as a collection of moments, and chose one above all others. In that act, he created his own map, one that led not to distant places, but to a single, shining memory. The world outside may be vast and uncertain, but within that memory everything is clear and still. You imagine the exchange, all future joys and sorrows traded for a single perfect memory. Would you do the same? Would you give up the unknown for the comfort of one unchanging moment? The photograph in your hand feels heavier, as if it contains the weight of every possibility you've ever considered. As a raindrop hesitates, drifting impossibly skyward, you wonder if the laws we trust are more flexible than we think. Maybe, just maybe, the boundaries we draw on maps, in memories, in our hearts, are meant to be crossed or even erased, if only for a moment. And in that moment, the world unfolds in ways we never imagined. Picture him in a room built from memory, lit by eternal late afternoon gold. He and she are there, the silence between them full and brimming. It's the moment after her laughter, her smile suspended in time, perfect, eternal. But is a memory enough to sustain a soul? He traded the epic of a lifetime for a single, flawless stanza. You understand the temptation. We all polish our favorite moments, wishing they could last. He moved in, locked the door, leaving the world outside. Meanwhile, she walks on, unaware she's immortalized in his mind, a beautiful fossil in the museum of his devotion. The transaction was simple. His future for this memory. All the small joys and ordinary days weighed and found lighter than a single sunbeam on her face. He relinquished the world's unpredictability for one irreplaceable moment. His choice suggests happiness isn't a journey, but a place, a point worth inhabiting forever. He built a fortress around that instant, guarding it from the erosion of time. Its preservation, but also stasis. You can't condemn him. You've wished to bottle perfect moments too. He simply acted, choosing the summit over the uncertain descent. Does he feel the weight of unlived days, a gentle, persistent pressure? At first, the brilliance of his memory would have blinded him to regret. But even the most beautiful symphony played on repeat becomes background noise. In the quiet, the ghosts of his future stir. Doubt would be a crack in his sanctuary, so he must push it away, focusing harder on the memory. Enjoyment becomes labor. He is now the curator of his own mind. The man who traded his future for a single memory is not resting, he is working. His happiness requires constant, exhausting attention. His memory is a garden encased in amber, perfect, unchanging, and lifeless. No growth, no decay, just a flawless photograph. You walk through your own imperfect, living garden, alive with change. He chose certainty over possibility, opting out of the gamble of living. In his perfect moment, he's safe from loss, but also from surprise and new joy. The fleeting nature of beauty is what makes it precious. To freeze it is to change it. His moment is now a monument, and he its lonely caretaker. The price of perfection is the loss of life's unpredictable grace. What does tomorrow mean to a man who has none? For him, the future is not a promise, but a memory that never arrives. Each day is a repetition, a silent echo of the last, and the horizon remains forever out of reach. His clock has only one time, his calendar one day. The hands never move, the pages never turn. Time for him is a painting, fixed, unmoving and silent. The world outside may change, but within his walls nothing shifts. He stands in a motionless pool beside the river of time, watching the current flow past, unable to step in. He is both witness and prisoner, longing for movement but anchored in stillness. Even within his memory, sequence fades. He exists in a single, frozen instant. The past blurs into the present, and the future dissolves before it can form. He is suspended, untouched by the flow of days. Nothing new can enter his world. No thoughts, no feelings, no change. The air is heavy with stillness, and every object is a relic of a moment that will never return. The joy he feels is only an echo, fading with each repetition. Happiness becomes a memory of itself, growing fainter with every cycle, until only the outline remains. We define ourselves by change, but his identity is fixed, forever the man in that room. He cannot grow, cannot falter, cannot hope. He is a portrait painted in the colors of yesterday. He is a completed story, a book closed and shelved. The pages are written, the ending known, and no hand will ever write another word within those covers. The tragedy is not just brevity, but the impossibility of another chapter. His story is finished, yet he remains, an echo in the empty halls of tomorrow, waiting for a door that will never open. He was not a victim, but the architect of his fate. He chose to build a single, perfect room instead of a sprawling, uncertain life. Every detail was crafted, reinforced to withstand eternity. Most of us improvise. He rejected that, asserting ultimate control. But godhood comes with a price, eternal solitude in his own creation. The memory is sealed, unchangeable. To alter it would break the spell. He is both artist and art, creator and created, living inside his own masterpiece. His existence is a closed loop, art for an audience of one. His life is a shoreline where the tide never moves, a perfect glassy sea without rhythm. He chose the beauty of the image over the vitality of reality. We are shaped by the tides of hope and regret, gain and loss. To live without this rhythm is to be perfectly preserved but perfectly sterile. He had to forget the feeling of change, living in a world of nouns, never verbs. The silence is not just absence of sound, but absence of progression. His world is a single, sustained note, a shoreline without a sea. And so you sit in your quiet room, the rain falling as it should, but the thought of him lingers. The world outside continues, indifferent to the questions that echo in your mind. Each drop against the glass is a quiet reminder of time passing, of moments slipping by unnoticed. Yet in this stillness, you find yourself returning to his story, unable to let it go. He chose to live in a single heartbeat, a mirror to our own longing to stop time at happiness. In that instant, he captured what so many of us chase, a perfect, unbroken moment, untouched by regret or fear. It's a choice that feels both impossible and achingly familiar, as if we've all wished at some point to freeze the world when it finally feels right. He measures life by the depth of a moment, not its length. For him, a single second, fully lived, outweighed a lifetime of half-felt days. It's a way of seeing the world that challenges everything we're taught about time and meaning. Was he a fool or a visionary? His story is not a warning, but a possibility. He invites us to imagine a life where the ordinary is transformed by presence, where the fleeting becomes eternal. Perhaps he was both, reckless and wise, daring to risk everything for a single, perfect experience. It asks you to weigh your own cherished moments. What would you trade for them? Would you give up the comfort of routine for the brilliance of a single, unforgettable memory? Or is it the collection of small, imperfect days that truly shapes who we are? The question lingers: is happiness found in the journey, or in a single, unrepeatable destination? Is it the path, with all its twists and uncertainties, that gives life meaning, or the rare moments when everything aligns and time seems to stand still? He found eternity in a second, choosing perfection over the unpredictable process of living. In doing so, he reminds us that every moment holds the potential for infinity, if only we have the courage to see it. As you sit with the echo of his decision, you wonder, if a single moment can hold a life, what then is the shape of a soul? Is it a collection of memories, or the intensity of a single experience? The answer, perhaps, is as silent and profound as the rain outside your window, waiting for you to listen.